challenger. Game 1.
You haven't practiced enough.
Let the test begin.
Round 1. Fight!
Time spiral. 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 Flash gear. Time spiral.
Counter! Counter!
Flash gear.
KO! Round 2. Fight!
Just a moment. Flash gear. Time spiral. Flash gear. Time spiral. Flash.
Wind summon!
Time spiral. Time spiral. Flash gear. Flash gear. Just a moment. Flash gear.
KO! Round 3. Fight!
Step. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral.
Wind summon!
Time spiral. Time spiral.
Counter!
Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral.
KO! Round 4. Fight!
Time spiral. Time
Counter!
spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral. Just a moment. Flash gear. Pause. Flash gear. Time spiral. Time spiral.
Counter!
Flash gear. Flash gear. Time spiral.
KO! Brave wins. Game 2. Don't let me get close.
You haven't practiced enough.
Round 1. Fight! KO! Perfect! Round 2. Fight! Windmill Crusher! KO! Round 3. Fight! KO! Perfect! Round 4. Fight! Landslide! Earthquake! Landslide! Checkmate! KO! Round 5. Fight! Landslide! Fight! brave wins. Game 3.
Know the enemy and yourself.
Let's get this over with.
Round 1. Fight! KO! Perfect! Round 2. Fight! Counter! KO! Round 3. Fight! KO! Perfect! Onamaru wins. Game 4.
Let the test begin.
Don't let me get close. Round 1. Fight!
Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral.
Thunderclap!
Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral.
Thunderclap!
Time spiral.
Thunderclap!
Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral.
KO! Perfect! Round 2. Fight!
Time spiral. 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 Just a moment. Flash kick. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral.
KO! Perfect! Round 3. Fight!
Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral.
Counter!
Time
Landslide! Landslide!
Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral.
KO! Perfect! Geiger wins. Congratulations!
Max Geiger is a watchmaker, scientist, and logical thinker. His particular interest lies in the study of time and whether it can be altered or even controlled. Geiger is a zoning character who can control the pace of a match. He's also Fantasy Strike's version of a charge character. Whenever Geiger holds forward, he loses his charge, meaning his gear meter instantly empties. It fills very quickly as long as you either hold back or simply stand in neutral. He can't do either of his 2 ground special moves or his air C unless he's fully charged up. So in other words, he cannot walk forward and use those moves right away. Because his 3 gear meter moves have this inherent drawback, they're very good in other ways. His first ground special move is Time Spiral. This projectile gear has an unusually short recovery time, and you can hold the B button down to do a delayed version where Geiger sends the time spiral slightly into the future. By delaying your projectile, it lets you fully recover by the time it travels across the screen, so you can follow it and threaten combat.
Here comes a new challenger. Game 1.
Let's have a fair fight. Let the test begin.
Round 1. Fight!
Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral. Flash kick. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral. Flash gear. Time spiral. Time spiral. Flash gear. Flash gear. Time spiral. Just a moment.
Dragon Ball!
Flash gear. Flash gear.
KO! Round 2. Fight!
spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral.
Dragon Buster!
Time spiral.
Talon Swoop! Human form!
Flash gear. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral.
KO! Round 3. Fight!
Time spiral. Time spiral. Just a moment. Flash gear. Flash gear. Flash gear. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral.
Counter!
Time spiral. Flash
KO! Round 4. Fight! Dragon Ball!
Just a moment. Flash gear. Time spiral. Time spiral. Flash gear.
KO! Round 5. Fight!
Time spiral. Time spiral.
Human form!
Flash gear. Flash gear. Time spiral. Time spiral. Time spiral. Flash gear. Time spiral. Time spiral. Flash gear. Time spiral. Just a moment. Flash gear. Time spiral. Time spiral. Flash gear. Time spiral.
KO! Geiger wins. Game 2. Don't let me get close.
You haven't practiced enough.
Round 1. Fight!
Sisu! 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 Sisu!
Fine!
Sisu! Sisu!
Counter!
Sisu! 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 Sisu!
KO! Perfect! Round 2. Fight!
Sisu! 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 Sisu!
KO! Perfect! Round 3. Fight!
Sisu! Sisu! Sisu!
Counter!
Sisu! 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 Sisu!
Fine!
Sisu! Sisu!
KO! Perfect! Brave wins. Game 3.
Know the enemy and yourself.
Water can crash!
Round 1. Fight! KO! Perfect! Round 2. Fight! Counter! Counter! KO! Round 3. Fight! KO! Perfect! Round 4. Fight! KO! Onamaru wins. Congratulations!
Setsuki Haruki is a ninja student at the Fox's Den School. She's eager to learn, especially from Grave, and she's incredibly fast, agile, and stealthy. Setsuki is a rushdown character. She has only 5 hit points, tied for least in the game, but she makes up for it with her ability to overwhelm the opponent with speed and tricks. Let's start with her air moves. Her air A, B, and C are Dive Kick, Kunai Toss, and Flying Fox. Her Flying Fox can be done toward the opponent or away, and she can do it 2 times before landing. On hit or on block, she can also cancel it into her Dive Kick or her Kunai. Her bread and butter combo is Flying Fox, Dive Kick, Normal Attack, then Super. That's 4 damage, and it's one of the most practical 4 damage combos to land in real matches in the whole game. There's 2 drawbacks to be aware of here though. She can only do this combo if she has Super Meter, and the Flying Fox move has pretty low priority. So if you really need a high priority attack, it's best to start with Dive Kick and only do 3 damage total. Her Kunai is a great help here though. When she's far, she can throw it pretty safely and use it as cover. This lets her do Flying Fox more safely, and it can lead to a whopping 5 damage combo if the opponent somehow happens to get hit by the Kunai.
Here comes a new challenger. Game 1.
Life and love and painting!
Let the test begin.
Round 1. Fight!
Time Spiral.
Rainbow!
Counter. Time Spiral. Time Spiral.
Rainbow!
Time Spiral. Time Spiral.
KO! Round 2. Fight!
Time Spiral. Flash Gear. Flash Gear.
Magic arm! Rainbow!
Time Spiral.
Flash
Gear. Time Spiral. Time Spiral. Time Spiral. Time Spiral.
Rainbow!
KO! Round 3. Fight! Counter!
Time Spiral. Flash Gear.
Rainbow Disc!
Time Spiral.
KO! Round 4. Fight!
Pause. Yeah. Flash Gear. Time Spiral. Time Spiral. Time Spiral.
Magic arm!
Time Spiral. Flash Gear. Time Spiral.
KO! Geiger wins. Game 2.
Let's get this over with.
You haven't practiced enough.
Round 1. Fight!
Sisu! 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 Yeah!
Counter!
Red Dragon!
KO! Round 2. Fight!
Sisu! 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 Sisu!
Rain of fire!
Counter. KO. Round 3. Fight.
Rain of fire!
Counter. KO. Round 4. Fight.
Rain of fire!
Counter. KO. Brave wins. Game 3.
Know the enemy and yourself.
Don't let me get close. Round 1. Fight. KO. Perfect. Round 2. Fight. Counter. Earthquake. KO. Round 3. Fight. Checkmate. KO. Round 4. Fight. Windmill Crusher. KO. Perfect. Rook wins. Game 4.
Know the enemy and yourself.
Life and love and painting!
Round 1. Fight. Counter. 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 KO. Round 2. Fight.
Rainbow!
Counter. Counter. KO. Round 3. Fight. Counter. 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 Perfect! Valerie wins. Game 5.
Know the enemy and yourself.
Let's get this over with.
Round 1. Fight!
Divide and conquer! Divide and conquer! Divide and conquer! Warrior, feel fire! Warrior, feel fire! Warrior, feel fire!
Counter! Counter! KO! Round 2. Fight!
Divide and conquer!
Counter!
Warrior, feel fire! Warrior, feel fire! Warrior, feel fire!
KO! Round 3. Fight!
Warrior, feel fire! Warrior, feel fire! Warrior, feel fire!
KO! Round 4. Fight!
Warrior, feel fire! Warrior, feel fire!
Counter!
Feel fire! Warrior, feel fire!
KO! Onamaru wins. Congratulations!
Setsuki Haruki is a ninja student at the Fox's Den School. She's eager to learn, especially from Grave, and she's incredibly fast, agile, and stealthy. Setsuki is a rushdown character. She has only 5 hit points, tied for least in the game. Garrus Rook was once a man, but is now a mighty stone golem. He created the Fantasy Strike tournament as an Olympic-style event to unite the disparate peoples of the realm. As a fighter, Rook is a grappler. He wants to get close to his opponents and throw them. And he's a grappler player's dream because he's got so many tools to get in. Plus, Rook has 8 hit points, the most in the game. His drawbacks are slow walk speed and no projectile attacks, so he really does have to get in. Rook's most important move is his special throw on his C button, Windmill Crusher. It has slow startup for a throw, but to make up for that, it has super armor, meaning he can take a hit and still perform a grab. That means Rook can throw opponents if they try to jump at him and attack. He can throw opponents who try to poke him or frame trap him. The throw has long enough range that he can simply walk up and throw them too. And it has a lot of active frames, so he can easily throw an opponent as they get up from a knockdown. Windmill Crusher has so many uses that opponents must respect Rook and specifically try to play around getting thrown by it. It does 2 damage, which is a third of most characters' hit points. What can opponents do to get out of a Windmill Crusher? To answer that, we have to understand the difference between a special throw and a normal throw in Fantasy Strike. Windmill Crusher is a special throw. You can jump to get out of special throws. Whenever you input a jump, your character takes 3 frames, which is 3/60th of a second, to prepare for the jump. These are called pre-jump frames, and even these pre-jump frames are immune to special throws. So if your opponent is knocked down right in front of you, and you make them get up into a Windmill Crusher, they can simply hold jump to always get out. Rook can mix up opponents by using his normal throw. Normal throws have fast startup, so they can start grabbing much sooner than his special C throw, and opponents cannot jump out of them. Normal throws do grab pre-jump frames. Most characters deal 1 damage with their normal throws, but Rook, being a grappler, deals 2 damage with his, and it leaves him in a very favorable position afterwards. He's close enough to threaten with his jumping splash as a cross-up. What can opponents do to get out of his normal throw? The same thing they can do to get out of any normal throw in the game. They can Yomi counter. If they completely let go of their controls, which is a very risky thing to do, then they will automatically reverse your normal throw and they'll get full super meter. Because Rook has both a great normal throw and great special throw, he threatens a mix-up. Opponents can jump out of his special throw, but they can't jump out of his normal throw. Opponents can Yomi counter out of his normal throw, but they can't Yomi counter out of his special throw. And to make his mix-up even more deadly, Rook can sometimes do normal attacks. His kick is a huge attack that reaches very far. He can poke with it and sometimes punish attacks with it. It can actually hit twice if the opponent is close enough. And even though the move is slow overall, the first hit is fast. When Rook is near a rising opponent, he can just kick before they get up to deal 2 damage. He'll hit opponents who tried to Yomi counter his normal throw, and he'll even hit opponents who tried to jump out of his special throw. Rook can use Sweep in this situation too. It's short range, but it's also fast, and it knocks down, resetting the situation. Rook's other normal attack is Thunderclap. It has a full-screen vacuum effect that sucks opponents towards him, even if it whiffs, and even if they're jumping. It also has a big hitbox, and it can destroy projectiles. He can use it to avoid taking block damage during his approach. And speaking of block damage, Rook's normal attacks can deal block damage, because he's just that strong. Rook's other ground special is his Landslide. It's an armored punch that leaps forward. It can take 1 hit and still keep going, so it can punch through various attacks and projectiles. Landslide is especially useful if you cancel your Thunderclap into it. Thunderclap can cancel to your B and C specials on hit or block, even if the hit is just destroying a projectile. So you can destroy a projectile, then cancel Thunderclap's recovery into an immediate Landslide to hit the opponent if they immediately throw a second projectile. Or you could cancel into a Windmill Crusher if they try to punish your Thunderclap with an attack. Careful though, if they're ready for this, they can be patient and beat it. While jumping, Rook has 2 special moves that help him get in. First, his Air B's spinning vines can attack through projectiles. That's a crucial tool in some matchups. Next, his Air C's Earthquake knocks down opponents from any range, even full screen, but it doesn't damage them. It's unblockable when done from far away like this. After he knocks down an opponent this way, he can then quickly do Landslide to get close and threaten a throw. This ground pound is fast enough that even when Rook is a full screen away, he can still threaten opponents with it. Rook's ground super is an amazing throw that deals a whopping 3 damage. When he activates it, he's invulnerable for a few frames before the cinematic startup. The startup is incredibly fast, which makes Rook especially deadly when he has super meter. Though the opponent can jump out of this throw, if they haven't already started jumping before the cinematic, then it's too late. This makes the mix-up we talked about earlier even more scary. For example, if your opponent gets up next to you and they plan to be tricky by doing nothing for a few frames to possibly Yomi counter your normal throw, and then they hold back just in case you tried to kick, Rook's super beats all of that. If they didn't jump, then they're thrown. The super can also be used against jump-ins. It has infinite hits of super armor. Even though he might get hit and take damage by the attack, he won't be interrupted and he'll still throw the opponent if they land within range. His air super is a headbutt. It's a very high priority attack, and if it hits right at the beginning, it triggers a cinematic for 2 damage. This allows Rook to own air-to-air interactions. He can even use it as an anti-air, making it hard for opponents to approach him. Rook has a wide variety of tools to help him get in. He can spin through projectiles or thunderclap them. He can knock down from full screen, dash in with Landslide, or just walk up and throw using his long-range normal and special throws. And when he's in, his throw game is solid as a rock. Lum Bamfu is a panda who loves gambling, as most pandas do. He's a good-natured jokester, and he just wants some exciting, mildly annoying things to happen. It's hard to classify Lum's gameplay, being the wild card that he is, but he basically wants some breathing room in order to set up a bunch of chaos that he hopes ends up going his way. Lum's C button, Item Toss, is the heart of his character. He throws one of several random items, and you can't control which one you get. Fireworks is the best item. Lum throws a rocket into the air, and then a few seconds later, fireworks rain down. These fireworks cannot hit Lum, only the opponent, so it gives Lum a chance to go on the offense while the opponent is probably forced to block. You only get fireworks a small percentage of the time though. Throw as many items as possible to maximize your chances, and then improvise to do your best with whatever you get. His coin, from the card game Pandante, is good anti-air. The bomb can hit both characters, so be careful. The cloud, which is inspired by Graves' moves, strikes lightning below. It even automatically strikes if an opponent is underneath. The cherries restore 1 hit point, but either player can pick them up. The cake gives plus 50% super meter, but any player can pick that up too. The miniature version of Lum crawls along the ground slowly and is actually pretty annoying to deal with. Also, while he's crawling, he no longer counts towards Lum's 1 at a time limit of items, so you can throw another item, maybe even another mini Lum. Mini Rook is a very rare item. He's kind of like Mini Lum, except he has 3 hit points. So when he hits the opponent, or if the opponent hits him, he keeps going until he's down to 0 hit points. Speaking of items, Lum's ground super is slots of items. He operates a slot machine that spews out 4 random items. Lum can throw an item with the C button and then immediately super for a total of 5 items. It causes a lot of chaos. If you happen to get a cake or 2, you can even immediately use the slot machine again. The slot machine itself can hit the opponent, so you can use it as a sort of reversal attack. The first frame they can hit on, Lum is vulnerable though, so if you're in a bad spot, it might trade, and it won't spit out any items if it does, but it is Lum's only good defensive option in a tight spot. Lum's normal moves are generally big because he's a big panda. His back plus A knocks down, his forward plus A reaches a little bit farther, his neutral A is great anti-air and it's pretty fast, his jumping A is good for cross-ups and good for jump-in combos. Lum's B is a rolling attack. This helps him get around the playfield quickly and is especially good for picking up any cherries or cakes that he tosses out. His Air B, Polar Cartwheel, is an unusual move. Lum is totally vulnerable and cannot even hit the opponent as he dives down, lands on the trampoline, and starts to jump off. After this long startup period, though, he cartwheels in the air with amazing hitboxes and priority. It's also completely safe and he can combo after it. Lum is especially well suited to have a move like this because he can do the move when items are keeping the opponent too busy to hit him out of his startup. His Air C is a projectile, and although it's slow, that can actually be useful because it gives him more hang time. This helps him avoid the blast from his own bombs. Lum's Air Super, Roll the Dice, summons 3 huge dice that he can then bounce around the playfield. Different attacks cause the dice to fly in different directions. His rolling attack is especially useful to knock all the dice at once, often in an attempt to deal block damage. He can also save them for combos, or bounce them around one at a time to make it hard for the opponent to attack him. Lum's weakness is that he doesn't have a great reversal, meaning a fast attack to get him out of trouble. And he needs a bit of time to get his item craziness going, but if the opponent fails to pressure him enough, he can create some crazy situations that make him feel incredibly powerful. To play Lum, you have to really improvise, develop your item sense, and take advantage of whatever happens, and a lot can happen. So roll the dice, play the slots, and make the gambling pandas proud. General Onimaru is a master tactician in charge of the Flagstone Army. He's physically imposing and demands discipline from his soldiers. He's also adept at personal combat, where he wields an enormous sword. Onimaru's moves and movement are generally very slow, but extremely powerful. He deals a ton of damage and uses armor to power through hits to create favorable trades. Onimaru has a unique mechanic called Guard Crush. Normally, when opponents block 3 special or super moves, they lose a point of life, which we call block damage. But against Onimaru, rather than taking block damage, they get hit for real. To help opponents know they're in danger of this, whenever they block 2 such moves, a shield icon with a crack in it appears over their character, indicating they're in danger of a Guard Crush. If they try to block a 3rd move capable of block damage, that icon shatters and they get hit rather than blocking. Onimaru's Guard Crush is even more threatening because all his blade attacks are capable of dealing block damage, even two of his normal moves, Back A and Forward A. Back A is a sweep, while Forward A is a deadly overhead slice that deals 2 damage. His neutral A doesn't deal block damage, but it's his fastest attack. All of these normal attacks can cancel to special moves. Onimaru's B special attack, Tactical Slice, is a poke with huge range that deals a whopping 2 damage. The part where he spins around is invulnerable to projectiles, so he can step around them to hit the opponent. The recovery of this move puts him in a special stance where he can't block, but he can do 3 different enders: Shoulder Ram, Spirit Fire, or Parry. Press A for a fast shoulder ram that gives frame advantage on block, or press B for a slow attack with big range that has an active hitbox for a long time due to the samurai spirits it summons. Those spirits can destroy projectiles too. Or press C for a parry that's invulnerable to strikes and projectiles and that automatically hits back if Onimaru gets hit. You can also hold the C button down to extend the duration of your parry attempt. It lasts pretty long this way. The parry is important because threatening it makes the opponent afraid to attack during the recovery of your tactical slice. If you know they will hesitate, then you don't need to parry at all, and you can apply pressure with either the shoulder ram or the Spirit Fire follow-up. Another thing to know about the special stance after his B is that you can backdash or forward dash, but only once. To dash from the stance, you either tap forward forward or back for a backdash, or you can hold forward plus jump, or back plus jump for backdash. If you backdash, you'll end the stance and be able to block. If you forward dash, you'll still be in the stance and able to threaten to parry. Onimaru's walk speed is so slow that he actually travels more quickly across the screen by doing B, then forward dash, then shoulder ram, than if he walked or jumped forward. Onimaru's forward A, which does 2 damage, can cancel into his B special, which also does 2 damage, but usually this isn't a true combo. If the opponent happens to get counter-hit by the forward A, meaning hit out of the start of their move, then they'll glow red, be in hit stun longer, and these 2 moves actually will combo for a total of 4 damage. That's so devastating that you can fish for it and hope you catch the opponent in the start of a move. If they block, you can still do the 2-move sequence and then mix up which ender you'll do from Tactical Slice. Another technique to keep in mind is if you're close, you can pressure the opponent with B, A for shoulder ram, neutral A hilt bash, then repeat. You can't keep it up forever, and they can do a fast or invulnerable move to get out, but it's still a good pressure tool. His C special, Divide and Conquer, is a 2-hit move that's armored. The armor is really important because it allows you to attack even if the opponent is doing a faster move. You might get hit, but you'll hit them too. You can use the move on prediction against projectiles from far away, and you can use it as anti-air too. You'll sometimes even get both hits against the jumping opponent. His jumping A is a bunt that bounces him on hit or block. He can bounce up to 3 times for 3 hits. That's not a combo, but it can be tricky and confusing. Although he's often punishable, the opponent doesn't know if you'll do 1, 2, or 3 attacks. His jumping B, Spirit Slice, is a really long-reaching horizontal attack. Its hitbox stays active for a really long time as the samurai spirits come out. This move can command the air-to-air game, but it also lets Onimaru come down on grounded opponents. He can even threaten it as he jumps over a projectile. The very beginning of Spirit Slice is a strike attack as the sword hits, but the rest of the active frames are classified as a projectile. That means the magical samurai heads can actually destroy enemy projectiles if they happen to intersect. It means that Rook's Air B vines can go through them too, but not through the beginning part where the sword itself hits. His jumping C, Helmbreaker, has him slammed down to the ground. It's armored, so he'll keep going even if he gets hit once. This move does 2 damage on hit, but it can't actually hit the opponent until it lands. And though it has long recovery, you can cancel that recovery with an invulnerable Rising Sword by pressing C again. This makes the opponent hesitant to punish this move on block because they aren't sure if you have a Rising Sword waiting for them. You can vary the timing of when you Rising Sword to further trick them. Rising Sword doesn't usually combo after Helmbreaker unless the Helmbreaker was a counter hit. In that case, you can combo easily if you're close enough. Onimaru's ground super is Martial Law. It's a huge 2-damage sword slash that's invulnerable until just before it hits. It has 2 other important properties too. First, it's fast. It's twice as fast as his other pokes, so he can punish things or interrupt things with it that he otherwise couldn't. Second, you can hold down the S button when you do it to charge up and perform a level 2 or level 3 version. These versions are not invulnerable, but the level 2 version reaches even farther and it does 3 damage, while the level 3 version reaches full screen, does 4 damage, and is unblockable. This super has many incredible uses. It gets you out of trouble. It reaches through projectiles, and even if you get hit, you deal your damage first, so maybe you'll win the round just before you die. Sometimes getting hit out of it lets you combo forward A for 4 damage total. You can land the super after a successful parry. You can use it as anti-air. You can whiff punish things. The level 3 unblockable has a lot of uses too. When you get a knockdown from the parry, or from air B, or from a counter hit air C, you can start charging to level 3 and threaten to do an unblockable as the opponent gets up. You can also threaten it if the opponent commits to a slow move from far, or even if they just hesitate and don't know what to do. His air super, Clockwork Soldiers, summons 2 robot soldiers that advance toward the enemy. They each have 2 hit points, so it's pretty difficult for the opponent to deal with them and Onimaru at the same time. He has a lot of potential to guard crush them during this super. A single attack from the opponent can hit both Onimaru and one of the Clockwork Soldiers, so Onimaru has to be careful in how he pressures. Try to set up deadly guard crushes while also baiting the opponent to do something dumb. Onimaru is somewhat slow and deliberate, but he's also incredibly damaging with his 2 damage attacks, 4 damage unblockable super, and unblockable guard crush setups. He usually wants to stay at mid-range and rely on his high-priority sword attacks as well as his armored moves to blow through the attacks of faster, weaker characters. If you know the enemy and know your Onimaru tools, you need not fear the result of 100 battles.
Fight! Landslide! Landslide! Counter! Counter! Landslide! Windmill Crusher! Windmill Crusher! Windmill Crusher! Windmill Crusher! Windmill Crusher! Windmill Crusher! Shadow Boss. Fight! KO! You lose. Brave, Jaina.
My equal.
You wanna fight?
Round one. Fight! Counter! Counter!
Fire! Grenades! Burn!
Counter! KO! Round two. Fight!
Rain of fire!
Summon!
KO! Round three. Fight!
Rain of fire!
Counter! Counter!
Burn! Grenades! Burn! Fire! Burn!
KO! Round four. Fight!
Red Dragon! Burn!
Counter!
Red Dragon!
KO! Round five. Fight!
Rain of fire! Fire!
Counter! Counter!
Fire! Burn!
Counter!
Fire!
KO! Round six. Fight!
Fire!
KO! Round seven. Fight!
Fire! wanna fight?
Round 1. Fight!
Careful! Careful! Rain of fire!
KO! Round 2. Fight! Counter!
Rain of fire!
KO! Round 3. Fight!
Burn!
Counter!
Burn!
KO! Round 4. Fight!
Rain of fire! Dragon Hearts!
KO! Round 5. Fight!
Rain of fire! Dragon Hearts!
KO! Round 6. Fight!
Rain of fire!
Counter!
Wind summon!
Red Dragon!
KO! You win! Brave, Jaina.
My equal.
You wanna fight?
Wind summon! Wind summon! Wind summon! Dragon high! No, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wind summon! Wind summon! Wind summon!